What really happens before someone becomes rich? Before any major change happens, there are always warning signs. Just like how you feel fatigue, dizziness, or headaches before your health crashes, or how trading volume spikes before asset prices shoot up. It's the same with becoming rich. There are signs that show up before someone gets rich. If you're experiencing these signs, chances are wealth might be on its way. And if you're not seeing them yet, well, then it's time to start cultivating them. But who should we ask about these signs? Obviously, rich people. But not just any rich person. We're talking about someone who knows how to build wealth better than anyone else. What about Bob Proctor, the man behind the legendary book The Secret, and probably the most famous teacher on getting rich in the world? If you're living according to his teachings, it's a strong signal that you're on the right path. So, let's talk about the 3 signs that show up in 90% of people before they become wealthy. According to Bob Proctor's You Were Born Rich. 1. They take responsibility. People who are on the path to wealth take full ownership of their lives. Now, this doesn't mean you should beat yourself up and call yourself an idiot every time something goes wrong. It means you look at what went wrong and ask yourself, what could I have done differently? Instead of blaming other people, circumstances, or luck. There's really only one thing in this world we can change, and that's ourselves. Everything else is out of our hands. Think about it. Have you ever successfully changed someone else? Even getting your family to agree on dinner can be a war. So why waste energy blaming strangers, the government, or the economy? I lost money because the Fed raised interest rates. Sure, that might be true, but who's going to fix it for you? Nobody. Even when you're genuinely not at fault, say there's a lunatic at work making your life hell, you can still choose how you respond. You could get stressed out and let it ruin your day, or you could step back and think, wow, what must have happened to this person for them to end up like this? Or you could say, well, every good story needs a villain. Guess that makes me the main character. That's the beauty of it. No matter what's happening, you always get to choose your attitude. Even in the most extreme circumstances, like in a concentration camp, people like Viktor Frankl said, this one freedom can never be taken away. The freedom to choose your response. So no, we can't control other people or life's randomness, but we can control how we show up. The wealthy don't get dragged around by life. They take the wheel, and they do it by taking responsibility. They face problems head-on and say, this is on me. Let's fix it. So if you're currently shouldering responsibility for your life, instead of pointing fingers or making excuses, you're doing it right. If you're standing tall and owning your path, you've got one of the biggest signs of future wealth. 2. They get laughed at. People who go on to become rich almost always get mocked in the beginning. They set outrageous goals, goals that make people go, that's never gonna happen, or this guy's completely out of touch. But they go for it anyway. They don't wait for the perfect plan, they just take action. Take Jim Carrey, for example. When he was broke and hungry, he wrote himself a check for $10 million and put it in his wallet. He told himself, I'm going to earn this within 3 years. At the time, he had no job, no hit movies, and barely enough to eat. But guess what? 3 years later, he was paid $10 million for Batman Forever. That's how it works. Rich people think backwards. They don't ask, what's realistic right now? They ask, if I already achieved my dream, what would I have done to get there? And they reverse engineer the path. If you only chase what seems possible based on your current reality, you're never going to stretch. You've only got $1 million in the bank? Then, yeah, becoming a billionaire seems insane. But if you start by imagining you're already worth $100 billion and then ask, what steps did I take to get here? Suddenly, a strategy appears. You'd start saving aggressively, increasing your income, investing wisely, aiming for a certain return, and slowly, the fog lifts. You now have milestones. That's how dreams become plans, and plans become action. People laugh because they don't see the path. But you don't need their validation. As Bodo Schaefer said, if you set a goal for $1, life will only give you $1. Rich people don't shrink their dreams to fit reality. They expand their reality to match their dreams. 3. They're dissatisfied with their income. The final sign? Discontent. Every rich person was once someone who wasn't satisfied with the money they were making. Now, let's be clear. This isn't about being ungrateful. Gratitude is essential. You can be thankful for your job and still want more. Gratitude doesn't mean settling. Being grateful for your job doesn't mean you have to accept whatever they hand you without question. Rich people don't just accept what they're given, they aim to decide what they earn. And here's the thing. Most of us earn what others decide we're worth. It doesn't matter how much value you create. You land a $10 million deal for your company. Maybe you'll get a bonus, but the company reaps the real rewards. In that setup, you'll never build real wealth. Rich people break out of that mold. They build income streams where they call the shots, through business, investments, side hustles. They look for ways to be rewarded directly for the value they create. But hold up. Don't just quit your job because of this. Use that stable paycheck as your foundation. Then build on top of it. Start investing. Launch a small business. Take on a project that pays for performance. Go from employee, investor, entrepreneur, investor. That's how you slowly shift from someone else deciding your income to you deciding it yourself. Money is one of the most important elements in life. So why leave it up to someone else to decide how much you get? If you've ever felt a deep urge to own your income, to stop living on someone else's terms, that's not greed. That's clarity. It means you're ready to walk the path to wealth. All the great books on wealth say the same thing. It starts with your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your actions. Your actions shape your life. So if you're already thinking like the rich do, taking ownership, dreaming big, and refusing to settle, then guess what? You've already taken the first steps toward becoming wealthy. Stop blaming. Start leading. Set goals that sound crazy. And never let someone else decide your paycheck.